Hey everybody, I want to talk about today going back to nature. Um, what does that mean? I know the first thing when someone mentioned nature, we're thinking about the wilderness, we're thinking about the animals. Um, but for the couple months or so, it's been coming in my spirit that we're living outside of who we naturally are. This world that we see here, it's not natural to who we are. And this is why this is called the end times. It's the end times of going upstream, of going against. Look at the flow of water. You're at a waterfall and you're trying to climb to the top. This type of living has caused, or illness has caused suffering, a worldwide suffering. Has caused worldwide suffering, and it's hard to take a little time out of the hustle and bustle of our daily lives and just to think about it. There's a scripture that says, "Take no thought in what you shall eat or what you shall drink, because our Father knows our needs." And he will provide. You know, he said he provide for the birds and the animals, and he'll also provide for us. So when it says we're going back to nature, we're going back where we depend on the creator, the source. You call him God, whatever name you call God. I know you might think right now, um you might say, no, that's what I'm doing in deep ministry. No, that we're not doing that at all, because everything is so measurable by money. In in nature living, money is the least important. Nothing is determined by how much money you have. Everything is determined by your vibration, how you're vibrating, and what helps our vibration is when we're thinking about our community, when we're thinking about others, when we're loving, when we're not hating, when we're not depending on anything outside of ourselves to provide for us. Let's take the trees. The Christ letters mention how the trees provide for us. The trees provides fruits and everything for us. That's how they give back. What are we what are we giving back to our community? What are we giving back? So going against nature, we have to decide that we play an important role in the universe at large. And we're not less than the stars, we're not less than the sun and the moon. We have an important role to play in this vast universe. So, because the universe is always expanding, the universe is always growing. We were not created to hate our brothers and our sisters. We were not created to go in a building and to worship God. No, the building is a sense of community. It's a sanctuary where we go and lift each other up and bless each other, and healing takes place. The building doesn't determine our righteousness. The building doesn't determine our spirituality. But in order to go back to nature, we have to understand who we are. We have to understand how much we're loved, how much we take our divinity from that divine source, from universal consciousness. We have to see each other as the God they are. That in spite of the way we act and the way we behave, we're just in a low vibrational state, in a low energy state. There's nothing bad about that person. So we have to stop seeing people as who we think they are and who they are. They are, everyone is a divine being. And when we do this, this will help our vibrational energy. This will help our consciousness. And in raising our consciousness and in raising our vibrational energy, we can attract, oh my gosh, we can attract things to us because we're doing this right now, but we're not aware of it. We're doing this now with influence from our ego and influence from this 3D society. They know how we can create. We can manifest anything that we want. Anything that we want. Once you put your thoughts, your feeling to anything. See, if you want $1 million, if you want a new car, if you want a husband, you think about it, you have the experience of having those things, and the universe will bring it to you. Listen, you hear me say this and you might say, well, she's probably smoking something, but listen, you're doing it anyway. What you focus your attention on, it says energy go where thoughts go, energy go. You're giving your energy to that this all this negativity, and that's what you're experiencing in your life. You are creating the world because you are such a divine being. You're creating your reality where you have lack, where you have pain, where you have sorrow, where you have illness. You're creating that world. So we can change that, change the world, change that into the world that we want. Change it into a world. Think about all the blessing, and while you're thinking about yourself, think about your families, because remember, your families is just a mirror of what's going on inside. Your internal, what's inside reflects on the outside. Remember that. And then you think of your community, and then you think of the wider world at large. So going back to nature is just going back to who we truly are. And the reason why it came to me to do this video is because what is happening now in the end times, and it's not the end of the world, and the world will never end. We're energy beings. We're infinite beings. We do not die. We just transcend. So anything that's coming against nature at this time, we're gonna watch it crumble. If you're listening to this message and you want to stay where you are, um, you want to keep this life. If this life is going against nature, going against the divine beings that we are. And if we're divine beings, we don't need to be ruled. So the government's going to be crumbled. We don't need the church to tell us how to worship and who we are. So watch for the church, watch for the schools. We're not even, our children, they can be in schools, but no fixed time. It's going to be whenever they feel like they could go. It's a time of freedom, no restrictions. All these policies, all these laws, all these rules. I hear yesterday in my meditation that by the end of 2025, anything that is going up against nature, that is going up against who we truly are, the divine beings that who we truly are, everything's gonna be crumbled. This fascination with money is gonna be of non-existence. The workforce, no workforce. That's not gonna happen. Cars, we fly. We're gonna have things that fly that gets us there. This hustle and bustling traffic in streets and all this that we see here, it's a change. It's a change coming. And if you're not loving, nature is loving. Nature is giving back. We live in a big circle. What goes around comes around. Always give something in to the universe. Every animals, every trees give something to us. What are we giving back? And if you hear this message and you can't understand the divine beings that you are, that nothing outside of you influences you, that there's no devil, there's no bad, there's no good, there's no Satan. It's just pure consciousness vibrating at a certain frequency. That's all there is. That's all you are. And everything that goes on, anything you hear, anything you see, any prophecies have to line up with the divine being that you are. Everything got to line up with that knowledge, and you have to understand, be careful of your, watch your mind and your thoughts and your emotions, because whatever you do with that, if you create negative, you're going to get negative. If you create good, you're going to get good. So that's where we are right now. We're going back to nature, and if you don't line up with this, yourself or your soul just gonna be like, okay, come back home and let us go over all this that you missed when you were, that you, the things that you missed while you were on earth. You were too caught up in the physical realm. You didn't take time to have knowledge of self and understand who you are. Come back, and let's go over this. Our ancestors have passed and gone, and just something I want to say to that, to understand our ancestors, please don't, just like God, we tend to give everyone an individuality and all that. And yeah, Miss Jane, that was your grandmother. That was just a persona for this realm. Miss Jane right now is a divine being. Nothing, no character that you knew of Miss Jane can associate with her. She's not a ghost. She's not here to hurt you. Hurt you. In that realm where we're from, it's all love. It's all unadulterated love. So when you think of your ancestors, we've been taught not to think of our ancestors, and that's why when you meditate, they come to you in your meditation and they call their names, because that's what we know who they are. They can't wait for us to get out of this realm, this world that doesn't line up with nature. It doesn't line up with nature. And you could call, a lot of people call nature God. There's no one, and another thing, there's no one name for God. God transcends name, transcends time.